What is going on? It is the Obscurist Tourist, and today I come to you with some dogs. Some dogs howling. What is going on? It is the Obscurist Tourist, and today I come to you from one of my favorite places in the United States. It is Eureka Springs here in Arkansas. So let's show you around because this place is awesome. Let's go. Eureka Springs, Arkansas is one of the true hidden gems of American cities. If you're from Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, or Kentucky, you no doubt know the lure of this place. But for many others, especially us up here in Canada, Eureka Springs is nothing more than a fantastical name on a map. Now, I've been driving across America for over 30 years, and I only recently discovered this wonderful city a few years back when I actually got lost. You see, Eureka Springs is a destination rather than a town you simply stumble upon while trying to get somewhere else. It is located deep in the Ozarks with only back roads going in and out, and those back roads are far from the nearest interstate. Interesting, beautiful, and unique, it is a place steeped in mystery, history, hope, and despair. In 1970, the entire city was listed on the National Register of Historic Places as the Eureka Springs Historic District. It was also selected as one of America's distinctive destinations. Founded in 1880, the town was originally called the Magic City, Little Switzerland of the Ozarks, and later Stair-Step Town, due to its mountainous terrain and the winding, steeped paths of its streets. The European Americans believed the town's natural springs had healing powers, and after a judge by the name of J.B. Saunders claimed in 1879 that his crippling disease was cured by the spring waters, the city expanded from a rural spa village to a major city within a year. Soon, Eureka Springs had become a flourishing city, spa, and tourist destination. In fact, within 10 years, a decade, the city had become the second largest in Arkansas, behind only Little Rock. I absolutely love the quirkiness of Eureka Springs. It's so weird and unique, and it doesn't make any sense, but also makes complete sense. You just really don't know what you'll find one street to the next. This is Spring Street, the main street, the main artery here in the city, and it really is like walking down a living museum of America's past, a true living history, and a big reason why this entire town is a national treasure. So I've been to Eureka Springs many times before, probably about 5 or 6. This has got to be the first time that I'm really able to explore it. I'm not really in a rush to get anywhere. So I'm going to show you around. Let's really dive into this place. It is the most charming town I have ever visited. The town is known as a bit of a Victorian resort, and as you can see here, its streets are filled with Victorian-style cottages and manors. One interesting thing to note here is that I'd been told a while back that Eureka Springs has the highest goth population in the world. I've never been able to actually corroborate that, but I'm happy to live the rest of my life thinking it's true. If you follow my adventures and my tours of towns and places, you will notice there's a common theme with a lot of the things that I capture, and one of them is this post office here in Eureka Springs. I love getting pictures and video of old post offices. As I said in the past, my father used to be a postman back in my younger years, so it really hits a soft spot within me when I see it, so I really have to get photos. I don't know why. I guess I'm gonna have to go see a therapist about why. One of the things Eureka Springs, of course, is named after and known for is its springs, and most springs here in Eureka are sadly dry. This one is still running. Thank you, Norman Baker, and everyone who exploited this town back in the early 1900s, because it is now a mostly dry town. I absolutely just love walking around this town. It reminds me so much of European mountain towns, and I can easily say there is no other place like this in all of the US. I love just walking up and down its residential streets and looking at all of this amazing architecture. There is some sense of darkness hiding under the surface with towns like this, though. There always is. This one features a story of a doctor who claimed the springs could cure cancer and other ailments. Spoiler, he wasn't actually a doctor. I have another video on the Crescent Hotel here in Eureka Springs that explains that whole backstory, though super interesting. I'll put a link down below. So when you are in Eureka Springs, you could go for dinner, go for lunch downtown on Spring Street, the main street here, or you could venture up the mountain just a little bit into this residential area. And this little gem right here, this is Ermelia's, one of my favorite restaurants that I've ever come across, for atmosphere, but also for the food. Not a big fan of usual Italian fare that I find in cities, but this place really hits it out of the ballpark. And it's just so unique. Look at it. It's in a house. Who is that? This is the Basin Park Hotel, built in 1905, a sister hotel to the Crescent Hotel up on the hill. Both are said to be haunted. In fact, Eureka Springs as a whole has a reputation for being one of the most haunted cities in the United States. And it's right up there with Bisbee, Arizona, which happens to be another one of my favorite places in the U.S. Go figure. In 2014, Eureka Springs became the first city in Arkansas to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Today, it remains one of the most progressive cities in the United States. Although there is a trolley around town, I am staying at the Crescent Hill on top of the mountain here in town. I'm choosing to walk upstairs, and this reminds me a lot of my other favorite town in America, Bisbee, Arizona. Lots and lots of staircases for you to traverse the steep inclines make it a little easier. Still a lot of effort, but still very, very cool nonetheless. I love, it's just such a unique thing to see in cities, especially for me from Toronto. There just aren't any hills, barely any inclines at all. So this is a pretty cool thing for me. A little out of breath right now. Hey Sandra, I'm allowed to be.
Yeah, you're always going to be when we're higher altitude.
Okay, let's figure it out.
Yeah, one race is over.
Where are you going? She's running away. And as always, when I stay here in Eureka Springs, I always stay at the Crescent Hotel, 1886 Crescent Hotel, the supposedly haunted Crescent Hotel. And I hear I've got a pretty awesome room tonight, so let's check it out. So I've been here a few times, and this is the first time I actually really lucked out and was given the keys to one of the most sought after rooms here at the hotel, room number 419. That is Theodora's room. Sought after because it is also supposedly one of the most haunted rooms in the entire hotel. So let's check out what this has to offer. So here it is. This is the bedroom part. I was in here years ago on a ghost tour, doing another ghost tour today. But this was the room that they showed me on the tour. I don't think it is on the tour. Obviously, it wouldn't be on the tour when people are checked into the room. But back when I did the ghost tour, it was on it. And we stood right here, right in this corner, because there was a picture of Theodora right above this. Is that a chaise lounge? Mini couch, whatever it is. This is where we stood. And she overlooked the bed, which is kind of creepy. They've since moved the portrait of her to over here. I'll just show you. Quite a big room. There she is, Theodora, right above the fridge and beside the bathroom. Less creepy than it used to be, but nonetheless, still creepy. Show you a bit more around this room. One of the biggest rooms I have stayed in. Just so much room. And last time I was in here on the ghost tour, I don't remember what was in this area. It's possible the bed was in here. There's the bathroom. Look at this. I just broke this handle. Oh boy. No harm, no foul. Whoa, it's coming apart. It's okay, I'll fix that later. Check out the bathroom in here. Very, very cool. And look at the view. Toilet, everything's standard, pretty awesome. And then you've got the view. Here we go. Look at that. How amazing is that? Just a really cool view of the Ozarks. And just right there, you can see it. That is the Christ of the Ozark. A few miles away. I'll probably check that out tomorrow. But very cool. This room is awesome. I'm usually only ever in Eureka Springs in the fall or the early spring, so never really get to see the summer here. Today it was a balmy 30 degrees and just taking it all in. Look at this place, so cool. And because I've only ever been to the Crescent when the weather isn't or hasn't been ideal, I haven't really explored down here the outer grounds, the back grounds of the hotel. And there's a whole lot of stuff to do. Sunday here, so it's a little bit deader, if you like the ghost puns. But back here, this giant chess set. And there's a back bar. Again, nobody here. Right up there is the pool. Check that out in a second as well. Never featured that in my last video on the Crescent. And while I'm at work, hard at work, capturing all this sweet content all of you love so much, my travel partner Sandra is chilling out over here by little swings. Look at her go. Couldn't get more relaxed. Perfect encapsulation of relaxation here at the Crescent Hotel. Perfect backdrop too. I really hope you enjoyed my tour of Eureka Springs here in the Ozarks in Arkansas. Mighty Arkansas. Strangely forgotten, but if you know about it, and now you do, you gotta come by because this place is truly, truly a hidden gem. For now, it is the Obscurist Tourist saying so long, take care of yourselves, stay beautiful, and until our next adventure, see you later. It's about 6:30 a.m. here in Eureka Springs, and as you can tell, it's raining. So, quite a disparity from yesterday. I can't even speak. A little too early for me to even come up with words, but very different than yesterday, which was about 32 degrees Celsius, and now it is just rainy and a little bit cold.